So the reason we're here today is to celebrate Century Farms across the state of Tennessee. It's something that I think is almost universally loved. So whether you're a person that lives in town and really don't have anything to do with the farm, or whether you're a person that's been one of these folks that are celebrating with us tonight who have been on the same piece of land for 100 years, almost everybody can universally agree that Tennessee's a better place if we have farms that are operational, profitable, and continue to last into the future. I don't know if there's a way to have a more personal connection to a state than for a person who has lived not only their life, but previous generations have lived on that particular unique piece of ground. That to me is something that is certainly worth celebrating, and we as the Department of Agriculture always want to facilitate the Century Farms program for that reason and for thousands of others.
My name is Carroll Van West, and I'm the Tennessee State Historian and the director of the MTSU Center for Historic Preservation, which means for the last 41 years, I've also directed the center's part of the Tennessee Century Farms program. It's really interesting how this book came all together. A couple of years ago, Commissioner Hatcher brought me into the offices and said, you know, we need a new Century Farms book. You did one 40 years ago, and it's time for a new one. And I fully agreed, except no one realized how many farms we now had. There were 700 in 1987. Now that's 2,200 Century Farms across the state. So we came up with the idea of the frontier farms, the ones that dug into the dirt and got started before 1800, so we could really get at the roots of Tennessee's agricultural history and have a book that people could carry away. So this is just a great day of where the farm families have come in. They'll get a copy of the new Frontier Century Farms book. We rarely get a chance to gather together, have fellowship, and celebrate what Tennessee agriculture means to our state and what our individual families' history means to Tennessee. The big thing is we get to talk, we get to share, and we get to learn.
So the Century Farms program actually started in 1975 when our nation was celebrating the bicentennial. So it makes it all the more special that here we are celebrating America's 250th anniversary now. What we're seeing is that as we get the word out about this program, more folks are flocking to try to make sure that they also provide the evidence that they actually can qualify for a Century Farm as well. And so the program is not just running at a minimum, it's actually, we're seeing an increase in the amount of participation in this program, and that is another reason I think that we can be hopeful about the future of agriculture in Tennessee. And that for me, as a Commissioner of Agriculture, is something that helps me recognize that agriculture is not just something that started, it's not just a fad in Tennessee, it's something that from the very fabric, from the foundation, from the time that we were literally an untamed land until now, there's been these folks who have gone out, they've tamed the land, they've turned it into a thriving operation. Our largest industry here in the state of Tennessee is agriculture. And you know, each of these families that are represented here tonight are part of the reason. They're the fabric as to why agriculture is the largest industry in the state of Tennessee, and it gives me hope for the future.